Hello guys.
Today I want to talk to you about a show I recently discovered. A show that right away impressed me with its deep philosophical themes. A show about self-improvement and loving yourself. A show that made me completely reevaluate how I want to live my life going forward. Right. Golden Boy. The show introduces us to our main character Kentaro, who fulfills every requirement to be a relatable protagonist. He is 25 years old, he is always horny, he often gets humiliated in public, and of course he is pretty much jobless and has no stable income. Listen, I'm a university student. However, the show only wants you to think that Kentaro is just your average normal guy, because in reality he might as well be a superhero. He is gifted with intelligence and integrity, an unfiltered passion to learn more about the world. But perhaps his greatest superpower is that he is desired more by hot MILFs in this area than me when I turn my ad blocker off. The only thing that really stands in his way is that he is the embodiment of what happens when a 13-year-old gives in to his intrusive thoughts. The show has a quite formulaic approach. Our main character ends up working in or for the same institution as some super hot chick he encountered before. The next course of action for my protagonist is to now do an, let's say, restraining order any percent speedrun. Naturally. Unsurprisingly, this leads to him getting fired and kicked out. However, quickly after Kentaro takes his leave, the hot boss woman will soon come to realize that he actually changed the institution for the better, which leads to them mourning and wishing that he comes back in a somewhat melodramatic fashion. They even have the same recurring joke where Kentaro ends up cleaning the beautiful lady's toilets for reasons, and every time he decides, you know what, I think it would be a really good idea if I start cuddling this toilet like it's a goddamn puppy. And of course he gets caught every time, and in case you're wondering, yes, it is funny. Every single time. There are only slight variances in how the formula plays out, and every time an episode ended, my reaction was also always the same. This is the greatest show of all the time. You can tell that they had a great time making the show. I watched it up and honestly the voice acting is exquisite. There are times where it's a little rough around the edges, but I think that just adds more to the charm.
Listen, Marigata really loves his daughter Naoko. He really likes her, you know what I mean?
The highlight is definitely Kentaro's voice actor. They really found the perfect fit. His laugh, for example, is absolutely contagious. He doesn't even really sound like a professional voice actor or something. He just sounds like a guy who had a great time trying to sound as stupid as possible. Which might not sound like a compliment, but it is. Okay, Mr. Smith, here's your budget. What? Only 10 bucks? And why is it euro? Well, yeah, sorry, this is the best we can do. Just make it work somehow. I can do it. I can do it for free even. What I also really like about the voice acting is that they say certain things and they say them in such a manner that you would usually not hear in anime.
You know what they say about men who drive Porsches, tiny penises.
I've talked with a friend about this who just recently got into anime, and he also asked me, like, why do people in anime, why do they always talk like that? And he's got a point. I've gotten so used to it now, but I guess it is kind of strange that anime characters talk like, you know, like this guy.
Are you the new girl? Well, I thought so. I've never seen you before. Konnichiwa, I'm David-kun. It's so nice to finally meet you. You look just like my waifu.
What I've noticed about the dub is that the people talk a little more like you would expect, which makes it sound a lot less forced and therefore also funnier. You can tell that the show is from the 90s because it isn't as tame as the lame-ass isekai you're always watching. Don't tell anyone, but there are a lot of titties on display in the show. A lot, but psh. Even if it's just for the sake of the joke, but there are some beautiful women in the show.
I'll make you suffer for your eagerness. All right, get into the pool.
Also, the music isn't the kind of stuff you hear over and over these days. Yes, I'm a boomer. I mean, what happened to these kind of anime songs that are just nice and relaxing. Nowadays every anime opening sounds the same. It's always some super high-pitched female voice, some rockish kind of undertone on a generic beat that always drops exactly the same. I'm not saying that even half of these are bad, okay? But what happened to bangers like this? So yeah, Golden Boy is pretty good. I mean, it's hardly life-changing or anything, but yeah, it's pretty good overall, yeah. Wait, could this maybe be? Yes, I believe I understand now. If I enhance this picture right here, I can clearly see that...
Oh, if only my hand was my penis.
Our main character is really just a golden boy, isn't he?